Hi, everyone. This is Pam Armistead with EXP Realty, and I have my wonderful lender here, Janine Hunter, and with U.S. Bank. So, we decided to do a live this morning. Why it's a good time to buy real estate now. So, I'm going to let Miss Hunter take the lead and let her tell you why you should buy a home now.
Good morning, everyone. Wanted to get on with Pam, one of my favorite agents, and talk about why now is a good time to buy real estate. One, I'm gonna give you five. So let's start with number five: building generational wealth. We know that in order to pass down wealth, especially in Black and Brown communities, one of those vehicles is in real estate. But in order to do that, you have to own it. So if you have been living in a rental situation for the last 10 years, for example, and we look at the rents that are currently in the metro, and the average rent in metro Atlanta right now is $2,000. If we take 2,000 times the last 10 years, we're looking at well over $200,000 that you as a renter have paid that you cannot go ahead and be able to buy real estate and pass that down to the next generation. So, what does that mean? That means that you've left money on the table. You left money on the table that you're not going to be able to pass down to your next generation. And in a time that we're in right now, we want to be able that we leave a legacy, because if you want to get scriptural about it, the Bible says that a person leaves an inheritance for their children and for their children's children. So that's number one, generational wealth. Number two, the rents in Metro Atlanta are not getting any cheaper. They are steadily going up. So what does that mean? If you're paying $2,000 for a two-bedroom, two-bath, you might be able to take that same 2,000 and get a three-bedroom, two-bath townhome that you own, or possibly a home, depending upon the area that you're looking in. So what does that mean? That means that you don't have to share a common wall. And if your neighbors on either side of you don't like what they're doing, you now have the opportunity to not have to deal with that. You have the opportunity to paint the walls any color that you want to. You have the ability to renovate your kitchen and bathroom any way that you want it to be to reflect your personality. You don't have the ability to do that when you are in a rental situation. And in a lot of times, I know with these renters, landlords, and Pam can attest, they're just collecting your money and refusing to do any repairs to the property. Okay. So what are you doing? In order to make it yours, you're renovating it. But guess what? You're increasing the value of your landlord's property, and you're not getting any tangible benefit out of that financially. Yes, you get peace of mind because it looks the way that you want it to look. But from a financial perspective, you're paying to increase the value of somebody else's property. And Pam would agree that's not something that you want to spend your money to do for a landlord. Is that right, Pam?
Right. That is absolutely correct. So sometimes I talk to renters, and renters are telling me, well, can I add a fence? Why would you add a fence to a property that you don't own? All you're doing is increasing the owner's value to their property. So, yes. And as far as repairs, I know a lot of people don't want to buy a home because of repairs. That's why you keep a home warranty on your house, okay, that can defer some of that cost.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Hunter.
No problem. So the third reason why you want to buy a house is there is a housing shortage. So what does that mean? That means that there is not enough housing inventory for all of those who are looking. Okay. So if you continue to wait because you're waiting for the market to crash, and the market is never going to crash again, okay? Even in all the craziness that is going on in the United States right now, if the market were to crash, let me assure you that those properties would never hit the market. And the reason why I say that those properties will never hit the market is just like they did in 2008 to 2012. You have real estate investment trusts known as REITs that have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars that they're going to buy those properties in bulk. So they will never hit the MLS systems or HUD, homestore.com. They will never hit that. So if Pam was to look on the HUD Home Store website, which holds the HUD REO properties right now, I would wager there are less than 20 for the whole state of Georgia. Okay. So that means that if you're waiting because you're waiting on this quote unquote market crash, guess what? Again, you're leaving money on the table, people, because that's never going to happen again. Okay. Number two, interest rates. I know everybody is belly aching about the interest rates, but this is what I want you to understand. 2021 was an anomaly. And what I mean by that is that was not a normal market. And the reason why it was not a normal market was the fact that we were impacted by COVID. So the rates at that point were 2 to 3%. And for those people who were ready, willing, and able to buy and had cash to take advantage of those low interest rates, guess what? They took advantage of those interest rates. But right now, for all of you who are listening to me right now, you're kicking yourself because you weren't ready. And if you were honest with yourself, a lot of you still haven't even done the work to get ready because it involves a lifestyle change. It involves a discipline. And if you're not disciplined to do what needs to get done to get you to those optimal rates, then guess what, people? We need to get you in where you can fit in because some of you have been permanently priced out of the market. And when Pam goes into the system, most of the houses in Atlanta Metro right now are at 350, which means you've got to make at a minimum 80 to $90,000 in household income to afford those properties. So if you keep waiting for the interest rates to come down, which they are not, because there's no economic data to support that, you're going to be waiting, which means again you're going to be continuing to pay somebody else's mortgage. You're not going to get the benefits of home ownership, which means you're not going to be able to build your legacy. You're not going to realize some tax benefits because that happens as well when you own real estate. And again, you're not going to own something that you have control over. Okay. But the biggest reason why you should buy right now is right now, as of today, March 18th. Atlanta Metro, in a lot of places, is a buyer's market. And so the reason why I'm saying it's a buyer's market is right now, properties that have been sitting on the market in excess of 90 to 120 days, some of those sellers, if they're smart, and a lot of them are coming to the realization, they're deciding, guess what? I don't want to pay this mortgage anymore. I want to move on with my life. So, what does that mean? That means for you as a potential buyer with the right agent, and Pam is one of those right agents, she's going to ask for closing costs. She's going to ask for repairs to be made. And guess what? These sellers, because these properties have been sitting on the market for the last 90 to 120 days, a lot of them are going to get your request because guess what? They want the property sold. But if you wait until May, June, July, when we're in prime buying season and everybody else comes out into the market, guess what? The seller may not give you everything that you're asking for and you can get right now. So I know You are hesitant because the economy is crazy, but guess what? You have protections in home ownership that you do not have as a renter. And when we look at the economics of renting, you are paying 100% interest rate on that rental contract, whereas on a house, you're paying maybe somewhere between 6 and 7. But guess what? I got even more secret sauce for you. There's down payment assistance money available. Right lenders, you can get up to $32,500 in down payment assistance. So guess what? All of your excuses, and that's what they really are excuses for not buying a house because you're scared, and I get it. We're going to take those off the table because Pam and I are your super team. We are your Batman and Robin. We are going to get you to that table, okay? But you have to let us do our jobs. You have to trust us to do our jobs. I've got over 30 years of experience in lending, and Pam has well over 20 years of experience in selling real estate. So guess what, people? We know what we are doing. Okay, we know every nook, cranny, everything that needs to be done in order to get you to that table. I tell clients all the time, I am standing between you and the keys to your house. So it's better that you tell me everything that is going on, because when I find out, I can devise a plan for us to get around it. But once we go under contract and it comes out, guess what? Your earnest money is in jeopardy, and that's not what we want to have happen. So, wanted to get on with Pam this morning and just briefly talk about, why now is a great time to buy a home, because you have everything that you need at your fingertips if you're ready, willing, and able. And guess what? If you're not ready, willing, and able today, let's talk. Because I will tell you when you are going to be ready, willing, and able. And what is going to determine that is your credit score. So stop listening to all these people out here telling you what to do to get your credit score mortgage ready. You do not have to have a 700 credit score to buy a house. Okay. But what you do need to do is talk to a person who's going to actually give you the money, me, so that I can tell you what I need you to do in order to get mortgage ready. Because people will tell you, oh, well, pay off collections. I don't necessarily want you paying off collections. Why is that? Because once you pay off that collection, that activates that debt on the credit bureau report, which will then take down your credit score. So, again, talk to me. I have what is called a credit simulator that will tell you exactly what you need to pay and how long it's going to take you to get to your desired score. Everybody that you pay in 89.99 a month is not telling you what you need to get ready for a mortgage. They're telling you what you need to get ready for a consumer aspect, but a mortgage credit score is very different. So just want to encourage everybody that yes, you can do this. We are the Wonder Team that's going to make this happen for you. But let's get in the game, because the longer that you delay, you are pricing yourself out of the market. That's all I had to say this morning, Pam.
Ooh, I feel like I've been at the sermon. Okay. Yes. So, if you have any questions at all, please call Miss Hunter if you want to go ahead and start the process of purchasing home. The very first step that you need to do is you need to speak to a lender. And like Miss Hunter said, she's been in the business for over 30 years. And I have too. I know I don't look like I'm over 30, but I am. So, but yes, I would love for you guys to connect. Ms. Hunter, go ahead and give them your phone number and that you would like them to reach, or your email address. And we'll be trying to do this, every couple of weeks, just to kind of get you acclimated to in the process of purchasing a home, because everybody needs to own real estate. You should not be out here with no real estate owned at all. Even if you're renting and you're thinking about, maybe you don't want to, move into a house right now, go ahead and buy you investment property. So don't sleep on this.
And in closing, because this just came to my mind, because I'm looking at my 401k. I can tell you that when the market crashed in 2008, everybody, because my pastor jokes about this all the time, he lost money out of his 401k and he never got it back. Right now, the 401k market is very volatile because it's based upon what is going on with the economy. I'm not saying this to cause fear, but what I am saying this is that when you look at the long haul, real estate and your 401k is a long haul investment. Okay. So, yes, some people never got it back. Some people got it back and then some, but that's because they were in the game for the long haul. What I am suggesting is that if you have the ability to take money out of your 401k, like Pam said, and buy an investment, go ahead and do that. And the reason why I say that is if you take a portion of that money out and you buy something that's physical, you can see that. You can't see your 401k. You can't touch your 401k. You can't open the door to your 401k. Okay. But you can do that with a piece of real estate. So, whether it's for owner occupancy, a second home, or an investment, I'm not saying liquidate all of it, but if you can stand to liquidate a portion of it so that you are diversifying your investment portfolio, I am recommending that you do so at this time.
Yeah.
My contact information is JENNIE.hunter@usbank.com. And my new phone number for all my Atlanta people is 404-635-8022. Again, 404-635-8022.
Okay. And I'm going to put that on the screen for you guys real quick. And if you're out there on YouTube, I'm going to have it in the description as well. So let me do that for you. Okay. Okay. All right. So that is Miss Hunter's email address. And I want to thank you all for being with us today. We wanted to make this really quick uh, so you all can make sure that you get the information that you need. And I hope all of you have a blessed day. And if you want to contact me, my email address is pamela.armistead@exprealty.com. Thanks so much. You have a great day. Bye bye.